Firm album drop.
Mm-hmm.
But Nas takes 50 on tour. Why?
I think because he had a song that was kind of, like I said before, hot, building up in the streets. The radio started playing it, How to Rob. You know what I'm saying?
How to Rob.
I didn't have a song necessarily, so I think it was time for me to get in the studio. That's what I thought. You know what I'm saying? I felt a certain kind of way because I wanted to make some money.
Right.
But I also knew that I had to deliver some music, so I figured that, you know, I was outnumbered. They wasn't gonna really see my vision. They probably didn't, and I don't know, you know what I'm saying? It really turned into a whole different thing because when it's time to get money, even though I didn't have a legitimate manager, I would have definitely been going for what I thought would have been my share of the pie, you know what I'm saying?
Right, but 50 was with you the whole time.
Yeah, 50 was with me. We was every day in the studio, you know what I'm saying? 50 was
you there when he made the How to Rob record?
No. He played it for me. He played it for me in the studio, and when I heard it, I was like, holy shit, this shit is ill. Because I'm listening to all the names that was on it, you know what I'm saying? And it was some parts of it that was funny, some parts that people might have took serious, whatever, but I knew that he was just making a record. But it got under people's skin fast.
Now, was it true that he had Nas's name?
Hell yeah, he had Nas' name in there. He had a couple names in there.
Pun.
Pun's name might have been.
You talking about How to Rob?
Yeah.
Pun, RZA.
No,
RZA.
But originally, he took Nas' name out.
Yeah, because it's not on the record. You know what I'm saying? I don't know who said what to who, but it wasn't on the record when I heard it no more. Hell no.
I heard the version with everybody. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
that was the first. That was the.
It was like, so when I heard that record, when I heard that version, I was like, wow. And so when it got to that part, I was like, you know, I forgot what the lyrics was, but it was like, wow.
What did I hear about the version?
I've never heard it with Nas' name in it.
Nah, I got a one.
Because I can't even remember.
He's around Nas. Was it always intentionally a playful record?
Yeah.
Because a lot of shit got stirred up.
Always, because of, it wasn't thought about to say somebody's name. He's saying names. Right. And he's going from artist to artist to artist. And everybody that he's saying is recognizable. And you're like, holy shit, you know what I'm saying? He said some shit about Missy. He said, he said, you know, and these people they basically run radio. Right. So to have somebody going against them, I guess that was like a smart play. Right. You know what I'm saying? So I guess that was enough for Nas to take him on tour because I still didn't have a solid record yet. Right. I got verses for days. They know what I'm doing, but I don't have a record that probably gonna command the, I think not the audience. I don't know how much they really with me, you know what I'm saying?
Now looking at hip hop and where it is now, there's artists like Griselda, who with all their success, you don't really hear them on the radio at all.
Shout out to Griselda.
Not Consequence.
Conway.
No. He's
Conway's part of
Griselda.
Not Conway. I'm forgetting homie name, but there's a ton of artists now that have a lot of success that don't make records that you play in a club or play in like on the radio.
Yeah, we know that now because we know the love for this shit is fucking out of the water.
Right.
But when it comes down to making an album under a major label at first, right? You got a lot of people that's kind of like directing you and telling you that you need to make certain records, right? Mm-hmm. And then when they say, yo, you need a radio record, so many things come into mind at that time of what could be a radio record and what could be a chick-friendly record. We're not realizing that the chicks love the same shit we love, and you know, some of the songs that's on the radio ain't necessarily party records, and,
right.
You know what I'm saying? But if you spend most of the time in the hood, you don't know what your definition of a party record is because you don't really party.
Exactly, you in the hood.
You know, you don't really fucking party at all. Like, we party amongst ourselves and shit like that, so we love this hood shit. That's why we still love our hood shit like that. So that's why people still gonna love Griselda, people gonna still love radio, people that go against the total shit of what the game, expects from you and shit like that. So,
but do you find like this is now the perfect environment for what you're doing?
Perfect. Especially if you got people that's been behind you already. If you're just starting, it's kind of hard because you got to kind of connect with the pieces to kind of get the attention of the people. They forget about you tomorrow.
Right.
So unless you kind of like rubbing shoulders with the guys that you might not even listen to, but because they hot, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
You playing a different kind of game. You know what I'm saying? You gotta ask yourself what game you playing.
Right.
So if you're gonna keep it 100 and do what you've been doing, you know what I'm saying?
So the radio record just wasn't your thing?
I look at it like this. One of the greatest rappers I ever heard was Kool G Rap. But due to the fact of Kool G Rap staying in his bag that way, do you think it kind of hurt him from now?
Hell yeah, I heard him.
I think
Hell yeah, he needed mainstream success to legitimize his rapping.
but he's legitimately
Yeah,
one
it
of those
depends on who
guys.
you ask.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like
ask.
you're not talking about the early eras of hip hop without bringing up Kool G Rap. It's disrespectful.
He was in that trinity.
Cool
Kool G.
understand hip hop. I mean, we're a different generation, okay? But when you mentioning Jay-Z and Nas and Kool G Rap, the masses.
Well, no,
are not gonna
that
recognize
it's
them.
no, because it's Kane, Rakim, and Kool G.
Yeah.
That's
Them three.
that's that triple-headed monster.
Yeah.
The way
Still recognize
Biggie,
Kane.
Jay, and Nas, the way it's Kendrick, Cole, and Drake. Like
Drake,
it's
yeah.
that he's that for
I
that
think-
era.
I think it's due to hip hop was so young. People didn't understand what was possible. Like there's a ton of artists that made radio records that nobody really thinks about nowadays, or even consider in the top 10 of artists.
I don't know.
Bro,
No, I'm just talking about the recognition of just where G-Rap would be if he had one or two or out. Everybody has that record. Like Jay-Z was spitting on Reasonable, but when he came with Volume 2, it was more sonically pleasing to the ear. The masses could hear it. It set him up to now do whatever it is that he wanted to do from there.
we had it at the. Okay, if we talking about Kool G,
But nobody brings it. They bring up Reasonable Doubt. They don't talk.
Hard Not Life is the record.
but that's that. But
Hard Not Life
that's
is the record.
okay. All right.
That's the world tour.
What we're missing, what we're
Oh
forgetting is.
no! I'm making a stick. I'm thinking Volume 1. I'm thinking Volume 1.
What we're
Volume
forgetting
2.
is the era. What we're forgetting is the era. The era that the era that Kool G Rap was thriving in. Radio was not the main. College radio was the thing. So we talking about.
Definitely.
We talking. Shout out to who them boys ran NYU radio. Why can't I think of them?
Stretch and Bobbito.
Stretch and Bobbito.
Bobbito.
Like we talking about that era. So in that era, Kool G Rap comes out with Rags to Riches.
Yeah.
Everybody's going nuts. But a radio record back then was EPMD.
So what you saying?
Yeah.
That was a radio. That shit came on it, but radio wasn't there. But his era, Nas put out. It was written. Trackmasters did most of that album. Those dudes was radio masters.
So can you be a star? Can you be a star without
Yeah.
a radio record?
Yes.
Today, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And back then, yes.
Yes.
Your era, not so much.
That's what I'm saying.
The late 90s, early 2000s,
You need a radio.
you gotta be on the radio.
I say from once Wu-Tang caught it, all the way up to about 08, you needed radio.
Yeah.
From 92 to 2009.
I don't even know if 92.
To be established. Not for people to say nature is dope. We're talking
Right,
about establishing
Yeah.
to the world.
As a star, to be what you are
In
from
the
90
industry, not the culture. If we talk about the industry, yes, you need a radio
Yeah,
record.
I
If we
agree
talk
with
about
that.
the culture,
Because what
you
was
needed to be
Nas's
nice.
record that we all love? They put Lauryn Hill on it.
If I ruled the
If I
world.
Ruled the World.
That took him to
Commercial
another
was
world.
out.
Right,
But
right.
the world is yours.
But it
set it off, right?
It set it off, but If I Ruled the World,
beyond that.
it took
That-
it took him to a different stratosphere. Lauren was hot. It was a perfect synergy. It was a radio
Summertime record.
It was a sample. Bang.
Game
Right.
over.
It's set to go.
With Cool G Rap never commercialized himself, and he doesn't rap to the females. All the rappers we talk about majorly made hit record songs about a female,
Even
or
G-Rap
something-
sons.
or something political. Then
Even
that
his
was
sons.
The only difference would keep Cool G Rap with these guys. But
Even his sons.
lyrically, he was
Lyrically, yes, I told you.
yeah, he's
I'm
like-
not taking nothing
yeah.
away from him.
Definitely in the
You-
top.
With the lyrics, Coogee Rap was dope
just
as
didn't
hell. We just talking
commercialize.
about stratosphere and where he could have went.
Yeah, he didn't
Because
commercialize.
Math is right. It was early. If he would have been talking that street shit a little bit, just a little bit later,
3
niggas would've
years
been
off,
like,
4 years
yo,
off,
bro,
he's out of
Yeah.
here.
You know what I'm saying?
So did you met that type of resistance?
As far as like me trying to make my records against
Yeah.
what they was trying to do,
Right.
probably yeah.
You said the kind of beats that Trackmasters was giving you wasn't what you
I mean,
wanted to go to.
You gotta remember, I go back home, I got Havoc, I got these guys playing the brand new Mobb Deep records that they just made probably in the crib that was probably, hard. I got everybody rocking to. I'm trying to figure out how can I get everybody involved into my music.
Trackmasters ain't doing
Or
that.
do I need them to get involved into my music? This is my battle. How do I get them involved in my music? Or do I just say, fuck them and go, just go?
And what decision did you make? Did you fight for it, or did you just?
I went my own way. But I realized that when I go my own way, they gonna fuck with me anyway.
It's hot for trapper turn smack rapper. Only smack rapper that you know is smack rappers. Got bars I can hang with the backpackers. Trap star, I don't hang with the backpackers. I'm in the hood with the work you heard. Making fiends leave earth you heard. Got your baby mama thirst you heard. Feel the flow, nigga, throw it in reverse. This the wave you need to surf you heard.